YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here to talk about why we regressed so much as a team in 2021. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. Let's get straight into today's video. So I want to take a break from talking about quarterbacks and possible trade scenarios and hearing about us possibly wanting Russell Wilson and him scrubbing his social media of him and his dad of a team he played for when he was in Richmond, his high school team, talking about trading for Deshaun Watson. I just want to take a break from all the QB talk because that's what we all been talking about it as of late, and I just want to switch things up. So what I'm doing today is taking a look back at the 2021 regular season and just look at why we regressed so much as a team, because as we know, this is obviously a rebuild, and that was the second regular season of this rebuild, and coming off of the 7-9 season in 2020, no, the expectations weren't, Super Bowl or anything, but considering the fact that we won the NFC East, I feel like it kind of put more pressure on the 2021 season, because we thought we were going to be better than what we were in 2020 because we won the division. But little did we know, and we knew this, but it kind of like the division title kind of covered up the 7-9 record. We forgot that we were 7-9 for a reason, and we won a division because everyone else just stunk. Somebody had to win it, and quite frankly, we didn't get no better. We didn't get no better. We didn't get no worse. Obviously, we went 7-10 this year, but that's because of the extra game. So it's like we're still in the same spot, and it's like, what did we do? We regressed in a way. Although the records were similar, we regressed, in my opinion, because although, again, we won the division at 7-9, you would have thought, especially with how good this defense was in 2020, you would have thought we would have been somewhat better. You expected, or I expected, big things from this defense in 2021. I expected the offense to be a little bit better with adding on guys like Curtis Samuel, De'Ami Brown, and other pieces, but we were just the same / regressed from coaching, from players been out of position, from off the field issues with the trainer. 2021 season was just bad now that I look back on it, because we kind of, for the first time since I want to say 2012, after the 2012 season going into 2013, I want to say this was our first time really having national media having expectations for us coming into this last season, and we honestly didn't live up to that. And I want to take a look back and just talk about reasons, in my opinion, why we just regressed. Number one, players not living up to the hype. You guys know who I'm talking about: Chase Young, Montez Sweat. Coming into the 2021 season, they were talking about breaking the duo sack record. We expected this monumental leap from Chase Young in year 2, especially coming off of a Defensive Rookie of the Year campaign. We thought Montez Sweat was going to make a huge leap in year 3. Boy, was we wrong. Talking about the whole defensive line, Jonathan Allen was like the only one that stepped up this year. Hence why he was an All-Pro and he was a Pro Bowler. Or he was in a Pro Bowl. Sorry about that. Jonathan Allen had a wonderful season. Outside of that, Matt Ioannidis, we thought getting him back, because he got hurt last year in the Browns game that pretty much wrapped up his season. We thought getting him back was just going to be great for Chase Young and Montez Sweat. He was absent all season. Like, he was there, but he wasn't making no noise. Same could be said for Tim Settle. The whole D-line just disappointed outside of, obviously, Jonathan Allen. But it starts with those two edge rushers. Players not living up to the hype. That's reason number one. We regressed so much in that department, and it could be from the players, Chase Young, Montez Sweat, just not having a good skill set as far as different moves in their bag. More so for Chase Young, because we know he's raw and he always just to rely on his athletic ability. You can't do that in NFL. It could be due to the coaching, which I think is a big part. Sam Mills III, I do not like him coaching Chase Young and Montez Sweat. I think we need to find a new defensive line coach that's going to pull the best out of Chase Young and Montez Sweat, because obviously he can't do it, in my opinion. He's showing them Ryan Kerrigan film when they need to be watching guys like TJ Watt Myles Garrett, because these guys are athletically gifted like those guys. Ryan Kerrigan is not a Chase Young, not a Montez Sweat. Moving on to the next reason. Outside distractions. Outside distractions. I mean, this is a yearly thing with Washington. 2021 season had so many outside distractions. It really kicked off, and it's been started in the offseason with Daniel Snyder and stuff like that, but it really kicked off, and the season really took a downhill spiral. Week 4, when we found out our head trainer, Ryan Vermillion, got busted by the DEA for, drugs and whatnot, and after that, season was never the same. We obviously had the big, thing with the name, Sean Taylor stuff going on with getting that wrong. It was just so much throughout this whole season off the field. And obviously we know the top thing with Daniel Snyder, his whole situation. So that's the next thing, off the field issues. Next thing, why I believe Washington regressed so much is coaches waited too long to adjust. And this is more so for the defensive side of the ball and more so for Landon Collins. We took too long to figure out that Landon Collins is a guy that needs to be in the box, and that's where he thrives. We knew that when we first signed Landon Collins. I've been saying that since before last season started. You've been saying that before last season started, but for some reason, it took these professional coaches, these coaches that get paid millions of dollars to put these players in the right position to finally get it late in the season. So coaching has a big part in it too. And I love Ron Rivera. I love Jack DeRee. I'm being patient with those guys, but they got to be held accountable too. Next key, and I don't never like making this excuse, but injuries. Injuries was a big reason why we regressed as a team in 2021. Chase Young went down with a torn ACL. Montez Sweat had a broken jaw. Ryan Fitzpatrick, week 1. Antonio Gibson banged up throughout the whole season. J.D. McKissick going out in that Seattle game, and he wasn't right for the whole season. And that was really when our offense took a downhill spiral. And again, I'm not glad he got hurt, but I'm glad fans got to see why he's such an important piece to our offense. J.D. McKissick, that is. He went out. And obviously we know Curtis Samuel really never had him for the season. Logan Thomas got hurt in week 4. Then he comes back versus the Raiders. And then Yannick Ngakoue from the Raiders, dirty hit on the opposite side of the play. Takes out his knee, torn ACL, and I believe MCL too. And just so many other injuries. It was just crazy, man. It was crazy. The amount of injuries that we got hit with. Chase Roulier went out, our best center, who is criminally underrated, and he deserves a lot. Wes Schweitzer, who had to play center, got hurt. Brandon Sheriff missed some time. It was a lot, man. It was a lot. Landon Collins got hurt late in the season. William Jackson. I mean, I could go on and on about the amount of injuries we had this past season. But again, I don't like using those as an excuse, but enough is enough at some point. Am I right? Then you move on to the next reason. Again, don't like making excuses, but COVID. I don't think a team was hit as heavy by COVID this past year than us. I mean, and she hit us at the wrong time. We're coming off of a 4-game win streak, trying to make a stride to make a wild card push, and then boom, just hits us. Right after that Cowboys game. Things start to come out. COVID this, COVID that, COVID this. A player getting COVID. That Eagles game was terrible. Gary Gilbert, bless his heart, tried to do what he could do, but it wasn't enough. And then after that, season was pretty much wraps, man. It was pretty much wraps. And those are the biggest reasons why I felt like we regressed as a whole. Like, it wasn't just one person. The whole team regressed. Coaching, players, staff, or personnel like trainers and stuff like that. We just regressed, and I think Ron Rivera trying to build his team around the future quarterback was his motto at first, but now I think I feel like he's like, now we have to get a quarterback. I cannot not build this team and then, or I cannot build this team and then stick a quarterback in there right now, because I need that guy right now. And like I said, I know a lot of people disagree with me when I say this, but in my personal opinion, yes, we have holes, but I think we're a quarterback away from competing. Of course, we can get better at wide receiver. Of course, we can get better at tight end, running back. Of course, you can always upgrade, but I believe a quarterback would really show the potential of this offense. Oh yeah, and I guess the last reason would be Scott Turner just being mediocre, average at best. You know what I'm saying? Not really getting the full potential out of this offense. But then again, his unit was really never together on the field. Your starting unit was really never together on the field, and that started week 1 with Ryan Fitzpatrick. But yeah, man, there you have it. I just wanted to come over here to talk about some of the big reasons why I believe we regressed so much in the 2021 season, considering the fact that we were supposed to, make a jump from 2020 to 2021, and we really didn't. We really regressed, and you can even look at it and say we just was in the same spot. We didn't get no worse, we didn't get no better, because 7-9, 7-10, how much difference does that really make? But I'm looking forward to year 3 of Rivera. We're about to get this thing kicked off soon. The draft combine is coming up, and then free agency, and then the actual NFL draft. So hopefully they could figure something out. But man, it starts with getting us a quarterback. But yeah, man, there you have it. As always, being boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. See you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.